Hey friends, thanks once again for tuning into the TCS Digital Connect. We hope you're finding our podcast series useful and informative.
Dear listeners, welcome to another episode of TCS Digital Connect podcast series. I'm Nishant Singh from TCS Talent Acquisition Branding Team. Our guest speaker for today is Mr. Sanjeev Agarwal. Sanjeev is a business leader with 2 decades of industry experience in IT. He currently heads the BFSI CMO strategic initiative in TCS and responsible for driving business growth for the function. He is accountable for marketing technology, analytics, campaign management, and content design services for TCS BFSI customers. In past, he has built a world-class user experience center of excellence, grounds up. A technologist by heart, he has worked extensively in digital and automation space for BFS, insurance, and telecom customers. In his personal life, he is married to love of his life and blessed with 2 daughters who are his source of inspiration. Sanjeev is a professional singer as well. He has done many ghazals and Bollywood concerts in Delhi NCR and has launched a music album through Saregama. Welcome, Sanjeev.
Thank you so much, Nishant. Thank you so much. It's a privilege and a great opportunity for me to get introduced to our audience. Thank you. And I'm really excited to speak about this interesting topic today on customer experience, which is such a buzz, these days. Thank you.
So, once we start about customer experience, you introduce what we are going to talk about customer experience. So, just tell us about what is customer experience. So, where does it fit in the development of software product lifecycle? Like how it is very important.
Yeah. So, so let me ask a question, Nishant. So, where did you go last time to your excursion trip? How did you book it, and any experience you can recall from that trip?
So I went with my cousins to Dharamshala in Himachal. Okay, so we booked tickets from Make My Trip, and so it was just an unplanned journey we were discussing, and we just planned it. So we need to 1 or 2 days before our journey date. So we looked for the tickets, and we went to the Make My Trip, and then booked the tickets from the Make My Trip. Looked for that which travel is giving a discount and all, buses which all buses are good enough, where the seats are there, and whether it is in the back side of the bus or in the front side of the bus. So these things we looked upon, and the best part about the journey was like where we started from Delhi at around 6 p.m. in the evening and reached Dharamshala at 5 in the morning. So the journey was pretty smooth. So I didn't remember anything. So because the road at that time was not that great.
Hmm.
Now it has been built up. The road is good enough, but at that time, but in my journey, I didn't feel any shock in while the bus was going on. So the bus ride was pretty good enough.
Right, right, great. So can you see what you really just explained? So your journey of first thinking about your trip to deciding what portal you want to use, what vendor you want to use, the booking, the boarding, the hotel check-in, the local tour, and so on and so forth, right? And return back home. So this is a typical customer journey for the travel company, right?
Correct.
And then you said a certain experience about you having a smooth ride in the bus, that you didn't even experience any single jerk during the journey, is the experience that you are left with, right? So this is exactly what the customer experience is for any industry. What is a typical start to end journey for a consumer of that brand? What are the touch points in that journey for that brand? How that experience is being created during that journey for you? That is what is called customer experience. So that is left you with certain memories about that experience, that has a brand recall value. This is exactly what we mean by customer experience, right? And to answer your second question, how it is relevant to software product lifecycle, uh, I would say, so when you think about your customer and think about how are they going to use your software, what are the touch points of your user with your software in that overall journey, then you can actually think about certain ways of designing and delivering that customer experience. For example, let me share one example. SDLC, we know that typical requirement gathering to development to testing to deployment and to production support, right? So if I pick up just one example, let's say test strategy I'm projecting on my screen. So testing is a typical phase wherein we do different kind of testings, be it your unit testing starting with the development or your integration or your regression and stuff like that, right? So why am I doing that testing? What is my end consumer is expecting from me when I'm doing this testing? So let's say if I'm a banking user, I'm using the bank's portal online, then is it really smooth? Is it really fast? Am I able to navigate to what I'm trying to do? Is it really accurate, and is it safeguarding my data? I mean, in terms of privacy, confidentiality, etc. These are the concerns that comes to my mind when I'm using a bank portal because I'm dealing with money. So when somebody is testing that portal, that application, that time when they are able to think about these things, they can actually do something about it, right? And that will impact the end consumer's experience or the customer's experience. So and Nishant, I remember a very interesting incident that happened back in 2004 when I was a business analyst working for a large European bank relationship through TCS. So I used to interact with with the customers, gather user requirements, and design user interfaces for a very complex application that time, right? And now I thought I was a smart analyst, and I can understand the complexities of what customer is asking for and can give them a really good system solution that will address all these business scenarios, business problems, and all that, right? Until one fine day when I actually met one of the real users of that application. And the guy said, "Hey, Sanjeev, you know what? It takes me 35 clicks to complete one credit approval process for a loan request." And that time I thought, your process itself is so complex and it is going to take that much effort and time to complete that. But later, after a few years, when I got introduced to the concepts of user experience principles, then I realized how ignorant I was for all these critical aspects and how I'm making my user's life miserable, right? So there are these methodologies, tools available to us now to make things really easier and simpler for our end consumers.
Thanks, Sanjeev, for giving and telling us about what is customer experience through an example. So I think so the listeners definitely will understand it much better. So now coming to our next part or discussion. Okay, so often we have seen UI and UX terms are used together. So is it different from customer experience? Could you explain with some more examples? Sure, Nishant. In fact, these are three different terms, and I see very frequently and confusingly used interchangeably in the industry. So let me explain the terminology first, and then I'll give you another very interesting my own example. Okay. Okay. So user interface by the word itself is the interface that is given to a user to communicate with the, let's say, a system, right? That's a typical user interface. When you talk about user experience, that means when you are using that system, how is your experience about it, right? And then customer experience is all about the overall perception, or if we use the word experience, dealing with that brand itself, right? So in your example, when you were booking your tickets and all, that time it was a user interface given to you as the application. Let's say Make My Trip had given you the portal to interact and book, right? The user experience when you are using that portal, was it easy, fast, and intuitive enough, and all that? And customer experience is your overall experience through Make My Trip by providing you a very good bus, by providing you very good hotels, and whatever local tour and guides, etc.
So that's how these three are different terms in them, in themselves. And example that comes to my mind, I don't know whether this still happens. Uh, uh, Earlier times there used to be these small phone boxes at some corner of the market or public place, right? Where you dial the number, you put a 1 rupee coin, and it will connect you, for 3 minutes to the recipient. So I have leveraged them extensively during my early young days. Uh, so one such phone box I found, which was quite nearby, and I'm carrying these three four coins, considering that my conversation may go for, let's say, 10 minutes or so. So here I am dialing the number, put the coin, and nothing happened. Call did not connect. Okay, must be some issue. So let me try again. So I put another coin, and absolutely nothing. My 2 coins are gone. So okay, so with a lot of patience and bit of pessimism, I would say, I used my third and the last coin, and that's also gone. Now I lost my treasure and patience and started banging the box, right? Then I realized there is something written on one side of that box which says, "Ye phone lutera hai." I mean, this phone is robber. So, so what is this all about, right? Your user interface is that box that is in front of you, right? And intentionally, I did not choose the example of a portal here, because at times people, when you say UI, then people relate to it as a software UI, right? Any interface for that matter. So that box is the user interface, right? And user experience is that I'm furious that time, right? Because it failed to connect to my call, right? It failed to deliver its services. And customer experience, even now I think about it, it's funny, but I never used that phone again. And I was so skeptical about using other phones as well. Now consider a brand. If a consumer has got that kind of experience with that brand, you lost your game, right? So you got to be really sensitive about how is your user interface, what are the different interfaces you are designing. Let's say for a bank, it's ATM, your online portal, your branch, or any mobile app. That is what creates the experience for me when I'm using it. And then overall perception for me, for the brand, goes a long way.
I think you cited a very interesting example.
The telephone box was there. So I think a lot of would relate to it. So those who have used it, I don't think the current generation, the millennials would have used that, but they would have seen the pictures of that telephone box. So now coming to our next part, okay. So for UI UX, we have heard of a lot of technologies are there. So are there any similar technologies related to customer experience?
Right. So I would say, Nishant, customer experience, first of all, is a mindset. It is not actually about tools or technologies to start with, I would say. It is actually about thinking of your consumer first, right? What are their priorities? What are their challenges? Who are those customers, first of all? What is the customer segment? And then seeing where your customer touches your brand in that typical journey of consuming your services, right? Understanding their need even at that touch point as well, right? And then building that solution using your standard tools and technologies. I mean, I can relate to a typical SDLC like the one we just spoke about, a typical test strategy, right? Uh, when so your tools and technologies are standard. You use Excel sheets, or you use Jira, or you use any quality assurance tool for that matter, to ensure that whatever you are doing is automated and getting captured, right? But are you really driving that customer experience from the deliverables that you are responsible for, right? And then there are obviously there are techniques. You can see, how do I enhance my customer experience beyond a typical delivery for the role I am responsible for. You may use user-centric design to to create some very intuitive and easy to navigate and fast journeys, wireframes, as you were using the word. Your methodology may be you are using agile principles for quick turnaround, or even for the developers, you are designing your database tables in such a way that you get optimum performance, so that every page that loads gets loaded in, let's say, less than 3 seconds. That's a typical way. Now you may be using Java, J2E, or your typical CI/CD tools, continuous integration, continuous deployment tools, but you are conscious, in your mindset, you're conscious that how this is going to create an experience for the consumer makes the game, right? I mean, in marketing also, I can think of these days we do a lot of social media sentiment analysis using different tools. I mean, I've personally used Sprinkler, Hootsuite, or if I want to see a behavior for my prospect during the journey, I can use Google Stack or SimilarWeb. Or I mean, there are quite a few tools available in the industry, right? But the intention is to first understand about my target, where I'm going to reach to, right? So I have one interesting example for you. Now this is what I'm projecting on the screen is Donald Trump's Twitter activity since he started using Twitter account. So I was thinking about this movie, My Name Is Khan. If Shah Rukh Khan has to go and meet Donald Trump instead of Barack Obama, then he's got a difficult time, right? You can see the behavior for Donald Trump. Every other second he's tweeting about something or the other. So he would have thought of, okay, dropping this idea now. So that's what it is. So there are tools, technologies available that can enhance the customer experience, but most important is the mindset. That's what I would say, Nishant.
Interesting example for us, telling us about the customer experience tools and technologies. I think Donald Trump should also look into it. So a lot of people are doing research about his tweets and what he's doing on internet. Okay, now coming to like we talk about customer experience being a key differentiator. So just tell us how it can be a differentiator in the industry 4.0 environment. So it's how it is going to change things, and also so how it is key differentiator.
Sure. So let me say something about Industry 4.0 first, Nishant. So it's a change in era, right? Uh, Typically, I mean, computerization is now old. I would say we have been digitizing our way of working since decades now, right? And these days, you speak a lot about artificial intelligence, machine learning, self learning, and all those concepts, right? So the idea is to make the machines or the algorithms even smarter, right? Like how human intelligence works. If given a situation, how my mind will work, can machine also understand the way it should react to even the unexpected behaviors or situations, right? So if I can get my customers intentions proactively using AI or whatever technology available to me, when they are using my service, or even before they start interacting with my product, then I have a good opportunity to possibly enhance their experience in real time, and that is the importance. Constantly we are trying to understand the behavior, gather a lot of data for the customer, doing behavior analysis about what channel customer is using, what time is using, and when the person is actually making the decision, that time if I'm able to let's say create some kind of opportunity for that person to buy something else as well, right? That is going to be the game changer. Like you would have experienced Amazon journey typically, right? When you are going through the journey of selecting something, it pops up or it gives you some suggestions. Buyer of this thing was interested in that thing as well. What is that? That's a typical cross selling, right? and Amazon knows that you are in that mind frame that you want to buy this, there is a very good likelihood that you will buy that as well. If I'm able to understand or interpret intentions and behavior of my customer, I can create that experience at that moment, and that will bring in the brand loyalty and a customer satisfaction. So example I can think of is you must have heard of Sophia, that first robot citizen in Saudi. I think 2017 or so they awarded her the citizenship, right? So the inventor of the robot was training her to understand human emotions, right? So that's a typical uh, exercise you saw in Rajnikant's movie, right? Chitti as well.
Yes, correct.
So the human intention is to make machines smarter so that they can serve us better. Now, purpose of creating Sophia was that she can serve the elderly people, right, in their needs, and she's getting trained to understand the emotions, the needs proactively, so that those people can be served. Now, now think about it. If again, I'm not getting into the debate of whether machines will overtake our universe like a typical Hollywood movie and stuff like that. There is a purpose, there is a journey for the customers, and if machine is able to understand it proactively, you can create that wow experience, and that brings in the loyalty for your brand.
Thanks, Sanjeev, for sharing your own experiences and valuable knowledge about customer experience. On this note, we bid goodbye to our listeners and promise them to come back and discuss more about opportunities related to customer experience and the technologies one can focus to grow in this domain. We'll talk more about customer experience with respect to BFSI, so stay tuned for the second part.
Thank you, friends, for tuning into the TCS Digital Connect. Eager for the next episode? Well, stay safe and stay connected at Campus Commune for more.